Growing up as a kid, I had many interesting whoopings and beatings and stuff like that most people today would pretty much consider unethical. But it's not really unethical. You see how the kids are growing up nowadays? You got little girls wearing 12-inch heels. You got boys getting girls pregnant at the age of, 13, 14, 15, running around having sex and stuff. Man, it's kind of a different world out here when you don't discipline your kids with the scare of a belt, my nigga. So on this day, when I got this beating, I happened to be around the age of 5 or 6. My parents were still together at the time. They did divorce sometime when I was 6 or 7 or 5, something like that. Back then, we weren't as wealthy as other people probably were, which would mean a lot of the times we would live in smaller places like motels, hotels, and stuff like that, apartments, places like that. Now, of course, as a child, a lot of this didn't even occur to me. I just thought we were in a cool place that had 2 beds and you could jump from bed to bed and be chilling with your family, and it's still a good time. But the only thing that mattered to you was mom and dad is here to help you live, and that's pretty much it. So this very day, I was with my siblings and we were all just sitting down inside watching TV. My parents, they decided to step outside, chill a little bit, and they would normally just leave us inside, accompanied with one another, and they would step outside the door, have a conversation, and just talk to one another in the privacy of their own company, which it makes sense. You want to have that sometimes. You don't want to be around your snot-nosed kids running around asking for juice and bread and peanut butter on a spoon 24/7, which was my favorite snack. But that gets annoying. So they wanted to step out, have a little bit of alone time, which I just completely get. Before, my dad always stepped outside. He would look back and be at my sister, "You're in charge because you're the oldest."
At this point, she's pretty happy, man. She's over there overjoyed, and all I'm talking about. She's like, "I'm in charge and everything." She think it means something, you know what I'm saying? She thinks it means something. In reality, me and my brother were just nigga, just because you're in charge, it don't really mean much. Not like you gonna go and discipline us now. We here too, nigga. You just older. You feel me? So what ends up happening is we back to watching TV, and every time there was a commercial break, we would jump from bed to bed. So this commercial break comes on, and we're about to go ahead and jump from bed to bed. And then as I'm jumping from one bed to the other, it kind of hits a little slow motion point where I realize I'm about to collide with my brother. So instead of us bumping heads and we both getting injured, what I decided to do is push this nigga with all my might until he might fall out the window and kill himself. So I push him hard enough where he rolls back on the bed, he flies back to the window, and he hits the windowsill with his head. So he doesn't exactly fall out the window, but he hits the windowsill with his head.
Live the king.
Of course, this nigga's 3 years old or so, and he begins to start bawling, crying, and then we're like, "Yo, you need to shut up, because we all gonna get beat, so you gotta stop crying." So we over here trying to hush him up, "It's okay, man, it's okay. Shh, you're fine. Just shut up." So he ends up being quiet, he ends up being quiet within about, 3 to 4 or 5 seconds, a minute maybe. And we all back to watching TV, and we all just nervously hoping this nigga doesn't start crying again. So we're all just really shook at this point. It's quiet. It's really quiet in the room. Of course, as this happens, my dad walks right in the room, and he's like, "Why is it so damn quiet in here?" As soon as that happens, my heart starts pounding. And then my sister's over there looking all nervous. She's like, "We're fine. Nothing happened. We're good. Everything's fine. We're happy. We're good." She's smiling over there, making it seem like it's even more awkward because, my nigga, you're being mad suspicious right now. You need to cool it down. Bring it down to 4 degrees. You tripping. So she's over here all looking nervous and everything like that. I'm over here just trying to make everything seem like normal. I'm just watching TV trying to ignore what he said. And then he looks at my brother's head. Why? To this day, I don't know. What made him look at his head? I don't know. But he looks at his head and he's like, "What the hell is not doing on his head?" And I'm like, "Oh, damn, this is it, man. We gonna die. We all gonna die." So Ashley's over there freaking out. She's bawling and crying. Brother balls and crying because he think he gonna get beat again. I'm over here just sitting down with the fate of the world on my face yeah, this is it. We just all gonna die here. This is where everything ends. So my dad being my dad, he's pretty old fashioned. So the way we had to get beat was we all got lined up. When we all got lined up, you had to bring your pants down up to the point where your cheeks were exposed and you get hit with a belt. So Ashley goes first because she's in charge and she's the oldest. Of course, I'm next because I'm second in charge technically, and I'm the oldest, second oldest. And then my brother goes last. And of course, me being me, I got to make sure everybody gets beaten just to make sure it's fair. So I'm looking at him like, he's next, right? My dad goes to him and says, "It's okay, you don't have to get beat. You already got enough bruising." his head is all swollen, so he ain't had to get beat too. So I was like, nigga, what, nigga? You go, all of us gonna get beat except for this guy just because he got a bump on his head? That don't make sense to me, man. It don't make no types of sense. So that's what happened. Everybody got beat except for him. Am I sour about that? Maybe. I'm just saying, it's a little fair. It's fair. Everybody was involved, you know what I'm saying? Like, we all have to get our part. But, you know, somebody lucked out and didn't get a part of it. They didn't get a part of the pie. So, you know, it ain't too fair to me. But, you know, as it goes, he did get a little knot on his head. So, but anyway, that's pretty much it for this video. It's been very long and drawn out. I've been trying to edit this and get back to this video for the longest point possible. As you can see, my face is in the video, so I'm gonna start doing this more than just like putting a little animated guy, because that thing takes forever to move, and like just you see I cover up the mouth, so that, you know, I might put it back in every now and again here and there, but honestly, man, that's a lot of work to animate that damn little guy. So you're gonna see my face. Hope it doesn't bother you. Hope it's not too unappealing. But like I said, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video, nigga. Peace.